Just you wait to listen for the storm. Hear the difference in the wind. When dark clouds form and start to turn, I'll run again.
This is not a barn find. And in fact, it's not even my bike. And that makes my wife very happy. This is a 2011 Honda VT 1300 CXA, codenamed Fury. And rightly so. A 52-degree, 1320cc fuel-injected V-twin monster. The shovels out 57 horsepower and 89.5 Newton meter, or 66 foot-pounds of torque. There must be a print error. They probably said per cylinder. Well, here it is. 57 horsepower and 89.5 Newton meter, or 66 foot-pounds of torque at the rear wheel. Like that's gonna make a difference. And the first thing I notice is the lack of fuel capacity. The Fury has a 13-liter or a 3.4-gallon fuel tank. And I'm cool with that. The tank's low-profile, teardrop stretch design fits the chopper vibe. The fuel tank is usually the prime spot where manufacturers slap on their badges, proudly announcing what you're riding. But not here. The styling is so clean, it's almost clinical, as if stripped down to let the bike speak for itself. And it does. Now, there are strategically placed badges marking the creators of this chopper. One sits on the upper triple clamp, while the others rest on the left and right crankcase covers. But here's a twist. Those located in the left and right crankcase cover aren't painted on. They're not even stickers, nor are they flashy decals. Instead, they're subtly indented, visible only to those who know exactly where to look. One common complaint about the Honda Fury is its uncomfortable seat. Many riders find the stock seat too hard, narrow, or long, leading to pain and numbness in the lower back, buttocks, and legs. Oh, that definitely is hard. If they think that's bad, they clearly never sat on a modern sport bike, where numbness is just the beginning. On the bright side, Honda seems to have factored this in, as the limited fuel tank capacity keeps the long rides short, enough to avoid these symptoms. Coincidence? I think not. The rear seat is even worse. It's narrow, lacks support, and ensures any passenger feels every bump in the road. But perhaps Honda planned this all along. After all, an uncomfortable passenger means frequent stops, conveniently timed with fuel ups. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Another common complaint about the Honda Fury is its lack of storage space. I have a very simple solution. Get a backpack. But Honda anticipated this issue, and that's why they made the Interstate. Unlike the Fury, the Interstate comes with factory saddlebags, windshield, and a 17-liter, 4.4-gallon fuel tank, making it far more suited for long-distance riding. What Honda was actually thinking, you should buy both bikes, one for short and the other for long trips. Coincidence? I think not. Up front, you'll notice a radiator. Purists argue that air cooling is an essential part of a chopper's authentic character, while those who prioritize engine efficiency and modern performance might lean towards liquid cooling. Ultimately, Honda made the right choice by emphasizing reliability. Its design may be understated, but it perfectly complements the overall aesthetics of the Fury. Let's move on to the bike's neck. And yes, bike has a neck. In the Honda Fury, the neck is a defining element of its raked-out chopper design. The extended rake creates a stretched, aggressive stance that sets the Fury apart from traditional cruisers. Of course, there are trade-offs. While this long rake lends high stability, It can hinder low-speed maneuverability, making cornering wider and less responsive, especially if you throw in 15-year-old original tires. While most motorcycles sport a cluttered neck filled with wires and cables, Honda has done an exceptional job keeping this area streamlined. The only shortcoming, the welds. Builders take pride in their welds as a meeting point where craftsmanship and soul unite. But in the Fury's case, Honda fell short. Turning our attention to the handlebars. They exude that custom-built aesthetics and offer a comfortable highway ride thanks to their relaxed position. However, the stock handlebars aren't ideal for short riders. The extended reach can feel stretched and may cause lower back discomfort on longer rides. To help with the back problem, some riders swap their stock handlebars with flat bars, Z bars, and 8 bars. And this might look the weirdest, but I'm telling you, no back pain. Let's move on to discuss the controls. One thing I appreciate is all the buttons are nice and large, making them super easy to use whether you're rocking gloves or going barehanded. The clutch lever, well, it's a clutch lever. Does what it needs to do, nothing special to write home about. However, I did notice it's surprisingly light to pull, although there's a bit of a notchiness to it right at the beginning of the pull. The brake lever, on the other hand, feels solid, as it should, and the lever travel is adequate for my hands. But honestly, Honda, why no adjustable brake lever on a bike that's clearly not an entry-level machine? It's a bit of an oversight in my opinion. But I must admit, the grips are just the right thickness. Up front, the Honda Fury features a 336mm, that's a 13.2-inch steel disc, handled by a dual-piston hydraulic caliper. You'll notice it's a single disc, and that's a deliberate choice for aesthetics, giving that cleaner, sleeker look that's so characteristic of the classic cruiser style. But also consider the width of the front tire. It's pretty slim. Under hard braking, a dual disc setup could easily overpower that limited contact patch. At the rear, there's a single 296mm 11.7-inch steel disc with a single piston caliper. Unlike sport bikes, where the front brakes handle 80 to 90% of the stopping power, choppers and similar bikes rely more on the rear brake for stopping. And it's anywhere between 50 to 70%. And I have proof. These are the original brake pads. The rear brake pads are down to about 20% of their lifespan, while the front pads are still approximately 90%, almost like new. The difference in brake setup really highlights the design priorities here, carefully considering both style and how the bike handles. That being said, if the bike is equipped with ABS, the rider can start using the front brakes more frequently, knowing well that technology has got your back. In the US, the Fury was available as an ABS option. However, to my knowledge, all Canadian models only came with ABS. Now, this bike that we're looking at is a US import and it does not have ABS. Here's a fun fact. Some riders say we don't need ABS. I can stop the bike faster without ABS. Well, I'm gonna come out and just say it. Nope, not happening. That single front brake caliper transfers all the stopping force to the front 21-inch wheel. A core element with its larger diameter that reinforces the Fury's classic chopper look, contributing to the iconic front end silhouette. Additionally, its large size contributes to a smoother ride by aligning with the principle that a large wheel or a longer wheelbase provides more stability at highway speeds. On the flip side, the larger front wheel or a longer wheelbase makes the bike feel a little less nimble around corners or at slower speeds. Moving to the rear of the Fury, the wheel here makes a powerful statement. Its wide stance is fundamental to that low and mean chopper profile this bike is all about. Let's talk about the rear tire, a meaty 250 R18. It's not just for show. All the rubber on the road gives you fantastic traction, which you will definitely appreciate with a 57 horsepower V-twin. Interestingly, some owners do look at fitting a 240mm wide rear tire. But honestly, with only 57 horses pulling you along, you might ask yourself, why? In general, riders have mixed opinions about rearview mirrors. Many appreciate them for their functionality as they provide essential visibility of what's happening behind. The Honda Fury comes with large, solid rearview mirrors that work as intended. However, some riders prefer to remove or replace stock mirrors purely for aesthetic reasons. For them, functionality takes a back seat to looking cool. And honestly, I get it. Looking into these mirrors, you can't see much behind you. But hey, the bike looks fantastic. Yeah. The voice of the Fury. An exhaust note. I'm just gonna have to read this because otherwise I'll be here all day. So here we go. The voice of the Fury, an exhaust note that, while a complex symphony of mechanical power, delivering a chest-thumping, throaty rumble, is ultimately led down by its straight pipe design. In my opinion, a misstep by Honda. On the other hand, these aftermarket pipes, with their richer and more satisfying sound, should have been the standard voice and the curvy look of every Fury. The Honda Fury presents a basic instrument cluster, and in my opinion, it's missing a crucial element, the tachometer. While some riders expertly use a tachometer to pinpoint the shifts with precision, and others simply push their engines past the red line to the rev limiter, Fury riders have a different approach. They develop a natural sense for the optimal shift point, recognizing it through a distinct feeling of the bike losing forward momentum, even as the engine revs louder. Word. And now, one of the biggest controversies amongst chopper enthusiasts. Right there. Some argue that a belt drive is the only way to go, often citing its traditional look and potential for customization. But I beg to differ. Shaft drive not only gives a Fury a unique look with its clean and closed system, but it also offers a very direct throttle feel, requires very low maintenance. Word. Forget simply counting gears. Determining the best transmission for a motorcycle is like a strategy game. Engineers meticulously assess how the tires will grip and roll, how the engine's power will surge, how the chassis will handle, and how the suspension will react to the road. From this comprehensive evaluation, they devised a gear ratio formula, a blueprint for how each twist of the throttle will translate into forward motion. The Fury's 5-speed transmission is a perfect partner for its torquey heart, confidently delivering its ample grunt through 5 well-spaced ratios, each a satisfying surge of acceleration. You can almost hear the engineers arguing for the purity and directness of this setup, making a strong case for 5 gears. However, in my book, the potential for an even more relaxed and fuel-efficient highway experience with a 6th gear still lingers as a tempting what if. Despite their reputation for simplicity and reliability, in my opinion, the lack of customization is a fundamental flaw, as all forks should offer adjustability. This contrasts sharply with the Fury's well-equipped rear monoshock, which boasts adjustable preload and rebound. The necessity of tuning the rear to compensate for the front inevitably leads to compromises, hindering the potential for a truly smooth and adaptable ride across various road surfaces. The face you make when you have an itchy nose, but you know you're on camera. Hey, Stina. Sorry to bother you. You sound very busy. I tried calling Uncle John and he doesn't answer his phone. I need to ask you a personal question. How much does he weigh? Oh. Is that soaking wet or dry? That's right, okay. 175. We'll say 175. He'll feel better. Okay, Sina. Yes. Oh, so that's he probably gained 5 pounds. Okay. All right. Thanks so much. Just so you know, I'm setting up a suspension on his motorcycle, so I need to know approximately how much he weighs. We don't care about you. Just to clarify what this call was about, I was trying to get a hold of my uncle to get his weight so I can properly balance his motorcycle. He didn't answer, so I called my aunt instead. The good news is my uncle and I are in similar weight. The bad news is I just told my aunt I don't care about her weight. My mouth has a mind of its own, I swear. The goal here is to harmonize the front forks and the rear shock to ensure even dampening of bumps and rebounds. My adjustment is going to be based on rider's weight only. For proper adjustment, you need static sag, damping, and rebound. Finally, the chrome. Some say the bike needs more chrome, but that really depends on personal preference. I think there's just enough. The question is, do you want to spend time washing, polishing, or riding? But you gotta admit, she looks good. Maintaining the Fury is a breeze. Accessing the air filter involves just 4 screws. The brake system makes brake flushes simple. Even routine tasks like oil changes was a breeze, and tire pressure checks are effortless, leaving you with plenty of time for riding. Unless you have to change the rear tire, and then all hell breaks loose. The Fury, being so heavy, it needs a hydraulic lift jack, 2 safety stands, lots of wood, paper cardboard, just to get it off the ground. Then you need the finest linen to protect its shiny surfaces, while you remove the exhaust system. Yes, you heard it correctly. To remove the rear wheel on the Fury, you have to remove the entire exhaust system. That was there already. And once you get past all that, it's quite simple. No fuss operation. Word. In conclusion, the 2011 Honda Fury is a motorcycle that prioritizes style and distinctive chopper aesthetics. Ultimately, the Honda Fury is a statement for its riders. It's for riders who value the head-turning style of a chopper and are willing to accept certain compromises. It's a bike that speaks for itself, with subtle branding that lets its unique design take center stage. Whether you appreciate minimalistic chrome or find the world's lacking, the Fury leaves a lasting impression. It's not trying to be everything for everyone, and in its niche, it succeeds in delivering a distinctive and memorable riding experience. Before I sign off, one last heads up. Before you take the bike for a test ride, make sure you clean the floor. Trust me, nothing says I'm a professional like a spotless floor. If you find a couple small screws left over, don't sweat it. As these big suckers that I would worry about. This bolt is not from this bike, or is it? And this is an inside family joke at my expense. Uncle John, I know you're watching this, your bike is ready. come pick it up. Thanks for sticking with me until the end of this video. And if you enjoyed it, or if you didn't, please hit the like, share, and subscribe. And remember, always give your pets a hug. Until next time, take care.